Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani once again from learn-innovation.com. Today in this video we are going to talk about Jenkins CLI command. So whatever videos we have seen so far with Jenkins, it is purely on the UI, right? So we started Jenkins, we have created Jenkins jobs, then we have deleted, we have created certain views, we have installed plugin. Now everything that we have done so far can be done through command prompt as well, or I will say through CLI commands. Okay, so today in this video we are going to discuss the same. So I will divide this video into two parts. First part will be we will be executing this CLI commands without any authentication. Okay, so you can call this as a anonymous, but in real time we don't have this anonymous, right? Generally we have permission for the Jenkins instances. So in the second part I will show you the same command with the help of authentication, how you can execute the same CLI command when you have the proper authentication or when you have the valid credentials. Okay, it's going to be very interesting. So I will tell you the different commands that we can use. So throughout the video we will discuss multiple CLI commands. Okay, so I will show you how you can build a job without parameters, and if you have certain parameters, how you can pass the parameters. Plus I will also show you some interesting flags that you can use with build command. Once you are having clear understanding about build command, then I will show you how you can create a new job. Okay, so first of all we will get a XML file. So we will use one command called get job that will give us XML. Using that XML we will create multiple jobs. In this example or in this video I will show you with one job, but you can apply with multiple jobs as well. Once you will understand how to create the job, you can again use the build command to execute the same, and again you can delete the job. So these all commands we are going to see in this video. So watch the video till then, because you will get to know so many different things throughout this session. In case if you're new to this channel, then make sure you subscribe this channel, and in case you haven't watched this Jenkins playlist, then I have almost 20 videos so far on Jenkins. So I would highly recommend, if you're new to Jenkins or if you're a beginner, please watch that videos. It will hardly take 2 to 3 hours, but after that playlist you will have good understanding about how Jenkins works and how you can use Jenkins from a tester perspective. In the upcoming videos we will also see how you can consume Jenkins as a DevOps, or I will say as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this video. So let's get started. I will quickly show you each and everything that I have discussed right now. We will see through a command prompt, and let's see how it works. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, before we start, just type Jenkins CLI and just hit enter, and you will see their official website, which is jenkins.io, the moment you open this link. So generally I prefer official documentations. I would highly recommend if you start following some official documentation. As the first line says, Jenkins has a built-in command line interface which allow user and administrator to access Jenkins from a script or a shell environment, right? So basically this is a more convenient way to build a jobs, run certain tasks, bulk update, troubleshooting. You can have a kind of backup, restore, the lot of CLI commands which is available, which you can use for different purpose. Okay, so we will be using this documentation. So I will show you all the commands that we have to use, plus the main important part, the authentication. So we'll come back to this part once we start. Okay, so this is our Jenkins server which is up and running. So make sure your Jenkins is up and running. So right now my Jenkins is running on 8080. Now there are two ways to see the CLI part. So the first option is just after the URL you hit CLI, just type /CLI, hit enter, and you will see the command line interface, which is this. Or if you don't want to access in this way, basically both will redirect on the same URL. But if you want to go from dashboard, for that you can just click on manage Jenkins. So if you come down further, you will find a section called tools and action, and here you will find the Jenkins CLI. So ultimately both are redirecting to the same URL. So this is the direct way. Just after the URL, add /CLI. Now once you are on this CLI page, what you can do, as you can see, this is the command that we have to use, and they have a very beautiful documentation. So as you can see, if you want to explore the feature, so the moment you click here, all the features which you want to see, you will get all these options here. This is the same document which I showed you, and they have also mentioned if you want to know the detailed information about any command that we are going to execute, how you can get that also I will show you. Fine. So let's go back. So in order to get started, we need this Jenkins-CLI jar file. Okay, so once you have this jar file, then you can execute all these available commands. So if you see, these are the different commands which is available. Let's say you can build a job, you can copy job, you can see the console output, you can create a job, create a node, create a view, delete a job, delete a node, delete view. There are a lot of commands that is available. Okay, suppose you want to install any plugin, you can do this. If you want to restart your Jenkins, you can do this. You know, if you want to update a job, there are a lot of commands which is available. I will show you 2-3 commands so that you will get a clear understanding how it works. So based on the requirement, you can see which command will suit with your requirement, and you can go ahead. So in order to get started, I need to download this jar file. The moment I click on this option, you can see this Jenkins CLI jar is getting downloaded in my system. Now what I did, I created one folder on my desktop which is Jenkins CLI. Again, you can maintain in any folder. I just created the folder so that I can have all the XMLs, all the jars on the same directory. Okay, so basically it is in my download folder. So I will click on show in folder. Or I will go directly from here. I will just go back to my download directory. I will quickly refresh. So you can see this CLI downloaded twice. So I will just do a Control X. Okay, and I will keep it here. Fine. So now we are going to execute this command. So I have one command prompt which is up and running, where Jenkins is basically up and running, and I already have another command prompt where I will be executing command. Okay. So the first thing that I need is, let's say if I want to run this part only. So if I copy this, so first of all, we need path of this jar files. So I will do one thing. This is my directory where Jenkins CLI is present. So I will just type cd and I will move to that directory. Okay, and now let's execute this command. So I will just copy this command and let's execute. So first thing that you have to notice, by default it is taking your URL which is configured for your Jenkins. In my case it is localhost and this port number, but in your case it could be your company, the Jenkins IP address, or it could be the DNS name that you have set. It will automatically get the same thing, so you don't have to worry about it. Jenkins is smart enough that it will take the URL which is configured for your Jenkins global settings, and it will take the port number. The moment I execute this WebSocket help, okay, and you can see it is able to give me the different commands which exist. Okay, you can call this command which is add job to the view, build, cancel, clear, connect node, console, everything which is actually listed here. It is giving you all this information. So this is working fine. Now if I go back to my Jenkins, and as you can see, I have different jobs on my dashboard, so I can build any job, because our main goal is to understand how this CLI command works. Okay, so as you can see, we have one of the Jenkins job which is first Jenkins job, and if I show you this Jenkins job, it is just doing, I guess, only basic print, which is echo command. Okay, so using this Jenkins CLI, I'm going to run this job, and once you understand this basic part, then in the second example I will show you how you can trigger a parameterized job. So if I click on configure, or if I just check the output of any of the build which got executed. Okay, so yes, it is just doing a basic thing. It is simply giving me Java version, Maven version, and finally as the post build action, it is sending some emails. So let's execute this job. Okay, now let's open this. If the moment you click on this command, build command, so first of all it will show you what exactly this command will do, and it will give you end-to-end I will say description plus the possible flags that you can pass. So it says in order to run this command, this is the same thing that you have to use -WebSocket. Then you have to use this command called build. Then you have to provide the job name, which job you want to build. In our case, it will be first Jenkins job. Then you can see we can pass all these possible flags. So if I simply show you, just a second. So you can see these are the different flags which we can pass: -C, -F, -P. So we will be using this -P whenever we have to run a build with parameters. So this Jenkins job does not have any parameter, so we can run without P, but the moment you have any Jenkins job which requires parameters, you will be using -P. In the same way, if you want some console output, you can use -V. Okay, and if you want like wait till the build is not getting completed, you can use -S. Okay, so that we will be using. So let's do one thing. Let's copy this, or you can go ahead and let's execute this. So I will say CLS because it's done. So this part is done already. We are in the same directory where Jenkins -CLI jar is available. And instead of help, what I will do, I will say build, which is nothing but a command, BUILD, and then which Jenkins job you want to run. We want to run first Jenkins job. In my case, it is this job name, but in your case, it could be any job name, and hit enter. Okay, now this is one possible error that you will get, which is anonymous is missing the job and the build permission. The reason is right now I logged in with my user, right? So I have the complete access. I can delete, I can create, I can copy. But right now you are running from command prompt, so you don't have, it is not able to authenticate basically. So in the first section, what we will do, I will change this permission so that I can execute from CLI. Then in the second half, I will show you how you can pass the credentials directly from the CLI commands. Okay, so let's understand first of all the basic part, and the authentication part we will see later. So what you can do for the time being, go to dashboard and click on manage Jenkins. Scroll down and you can see one option called security. Configure global security. Secure Jenkins define who is allowed to access or use the system. So I will click on this security. Right now, only the logged in user can do whatever things can be done. So what I will do as of now, I will remove that part and I will make one change that anyone can do anything. So if you scroll down, let it load completely first of all. Okay, so as of now, this is the current settings which I have logged in user can do anything. But right now I don't want to log in from CLI. So as of now, I will make this option called anyone can do anything. Okay, click on apply and click on save. Now I'm going to use the same command. Fine. So I will just run the same command, hit enter, and you will just notice our first Jenkins job should get triggered. So if I just go back and see, so it should show me the today's build. So because the last build was few days back. So let's see. So last build was on 30th June. It should give me the current build as well. Okay, just a second, let me refresh. Okay, it's still loading. See, right now we are not getting any output, right? That whether it executed successfully or not. So we can use some additional commands. And yes, you can see it is getting triggered. The moment I open this, you will be able to see the output. And if you just notice, it says started by CLI by anonymous. Clear? Now if you want to see certain commands, okay, so again if I just go ahead and just type CLI, okay, let me use certain flags. So again I will be using the same command, which is build, and let me use certain flags. One of the flag which is listed. Okay, so one is -f, one is -p. So let's use -v, which will print out the console output, so that we'll get to know. So after this -v and hit enter. Okay, so as you can see, it is also giving one additional instruction that use with -s. So let's do one thing. Let's go back and let's say -s, then -v, and now execute it. So you can see now we are getting the console output. What exactly that job is doing, you are able to see on here, like on the command prompt as well. Why? Because of this particular flags that we have added, right? So it will run as it is, no doubt about it. It is just, it might take few seconds, but yeah, it will run. As you can see, we executed thrice, so you can see all 3 times it get executed, and we have used without parameter but with some flags. Now let me show you one of the job which have basically some parameters. So for this example, I have created one job called parameter job new. So if I show you this job will accept 2 parameters as of now, and right now it is just printing, but it totally depends how your job has been configured. Our main role or main task is we want to execute with some parameters, right? So if I show you build with parameters, so this has 2 parameters as of now. One is username, second is the browser, which is coming as a drop down, right? So Chrome, Firefox or Edge. And what exactly I'm doing with these parameters, we are just doing echo as of now. So now I'm going to execute this job with these parameters. So if you come down further, you will see we are just doing a echo. Okay, let it load completely. In the meanwhile, I will simply clear it, the previous one. So I will say CLS. Okay, this job is simply printing, okay, that whatever parameter we are passing, username in the browser. So I will be using upper arrow, so I will get the previous command. So this is the same command that we executed, java space -jar, jenkins -cli jar, build, and the job name, right? Now I will be using this job name, which is parameter. Let me copy this. Parameter job new. Okay, now I will be using -p because -p is basically for parameters. Now I will be using key value pairs. So in our case, guys, the key is whatever parameter which you can see on the screen, that is your key, and the value that you want to pass. So the key for us it would be hyphen. Okay, no need to use hyphen, just a second. Just give username, and I will give username as Mukesh. Again, you have to use -p because we want to pass one more parameter. So -p space, second parameter would be browser. I will be using Chrome. Okay, so by default it's set to Chrome. Let me change it to Edge so that you can see the changes. So I will just type Edge. Fine, so this is the job that we want to trigger, which is parameter job new. These are -s-v, so that we can see console log on this command prompt. Then I'm using 2 parameters. Hit enter and let's see. Yes, it started, and yes, finally it printed. So basically it executed, we got the success, we are getting the same parameter that we have passed. And if I come down here, yes, earlier it was 0, now it executed. So this is how you can pass parameters directly from CLI. So before we move to the authentication part, let me also show you 2 very interesting command, okay, because this will help you to create job. I will say create multiple copies. You can use basically this command for backup as well. Okay, now let's see how you can create a Jenkins job using Jenkins CLI. So now if you come to CLI part, you will see one command called create job. So basically what it does, it will create a new job by reading one configuration XML file, right? So if I show you this, open this, it will take one parameter as input, which is nothing but a configuration XML file, and it will create a job. Now the question comes, how do we get this configuration XML file? So now I will use one more command called get job. So if you open this get job command, so what it does, if you have any jobs, it will give you that particular job configuration as an XML file, and that XML file you can use to create another Jenkins job. Okay, so what you can do, you can create some templates, you can create some sample jobs, you can dump them as a XML, and that XML you can use for creating further Jenkins job. So I'm going to use this get job command, which will dump the job configuration into an XML file that I will be using to create another Jenkins job. Looks little tough, but it's very easy. Let me show you how you can do this. So if I go back to my dashboard, right now I have multiple Jenkins job. Okay, I'm going to use one job called sample1. So I will get the configuration of the sample1 and I will dump into one XML file, and then I will be creating another Jenkins job using the same XML. So the job name is sample1. Okay, so I'm just using the same command because we already have this jar file, everything is up and running. So instead of job, I will just give the job name, which is sample1. Okay, and just notice guys, this is the directory which we are working, right? Currently we are on the same directory. The moment I execute this command, which is sample1, just notice here, okay, it's not dumping here because we just need to use one arrow, but on the command, as you can see, it is giving you the complete job information in a form of XML, right? That whatever the settings you have, what kind of post build actions you have, and what is the recipient list and everything it is giving you. But basically I want this into one XML file, right? So let me just clear this out. So what I will do, I will say please dump this into one file called sample.xml. okay, and then hit enter. So instead of printing on the console, right now we are dumping into one sample.xml file. So now if you see, the same thing we got inside sample.xml file. Now if I will show you this file, see, same thing you got in a file. Now I can use this file to create another job. So I will go back, and can you see we have something called create job. I just need to provide the job name. Okay, and then I will give the input as the sample.xml file that we got. So again I will go back. This time instead of get job, I will say create job. Fine. Job name I will give as Mukesh. Okay, let me give Mukesh Otwani because I don't have any job with this name, and I will just reverse this arrow. And what I'm saying, I have configuration inside sample.xml file, which is basically this file, right? I want to create a job called Mukesh Otwani, and now let's see. Let's be on the safer side. I will just check, do I have any job with Mukesh? No, I just have one project which called MVP, which is multi-branch pipeline. Now I will execute this and let's see. So as you can see, now the command has been executed successfully, and if I come back, you can see this job has been created. If you don't see this job, just refresh your Jenkins once again and you will be able to see this job. Now if I have to execute this job, we know how to execute. I will simply use the build command and I will be able to use it. Okay, so if I just do the same thing, instead of create job, now I will just change it to build, which is build, and that's all. And it will simply start building this job. Fine. Now the next command that I want to show you is how you can delete the job so that you will have a clear picture, right? But I want to show you this now with authentication, because right now, if you remember, what we did, we went to the configuration and we changed the settings that anybody can do anything, but in real time your Jenkins server will be secured. So in order to execute this CLI command, you need to pass certain authentication that I will show you now. And yes, it's executed, guys. So as you can see, this got executed, and if I open the console output, you will see it is started by CLI. Perfect. Now, as I mentioned, now we need to enable the security. For this, I will go back to dashboard, and again I will click on manage Jenkins, and let me simply close these additional tabs which is not required. Okay, and for the authentication part, I will use the same documentation which I was talking about. As you can see, whenever you provide authentication, okay, make sure you give overall read permission, okay, then only it will work. So again, we have multiple options. You can pass the password, you can pass the public key, you can also give the API token. So the one which I'm going to show you is with the help of API token. Okay, so if you come down further, yes, so I will be using -auth, then I will be giving username followed by API token, and I will show you how you can generate the token. Again, very important part, you can also pass the Jenkins username password, which is accepted, but it's not encouraged. Okay, even I would highly recommend that instead of passing your password, give your API token, and you can revoke this API token whenever you don't want. Fine, so I will not use password, I will be using token, and how to generate the token, that also we will see. So just to enable the security, I will go back to security section, again global security. Okay, as you can see this authorization part, click on logged in user can do anything, and make sure this checkbox is enabled, which is allow anonymous read access. Click on apply and click on save. Now once this is done, now if you try to run the same command, now you will be getting the same exception. Okay, let me save this so that we should go back to the home page, or I will say dashboard page, and let's execute this. This time we have made the changes. It should not execute because now we have enabled the permission. Perfect. Now how we can pass the permission? So basically you have to use something called -auth. Okay, so just after the Jenkins URL, you need to pass your credentials, then you can execute any command. So in my case, this is the command that we need to execute, build, right? So I will just say -auth AUTH, then you have to pass the username. How you will get the username? So the moment you click on, this is your user, right? The moment you click on the user, which is coming on right corner, so this is my username, as you can see, Jenkins ID. And so let me take this Jenkins ID first of all, which is username. So I will give this as Mukesh50 : now I can provide the token. Okay, how will get the token? Click on configure. The moment you click on configure, you can basically configure this particular user. So you can change the full name, you can see the API token, you can see the email, you can see the password, and so many other details. So you can change the password here as well. Right now the one which I'm going to show you is API token. Okay, so I already have one API token created, so I will just remove this. I don't want. I will create a new token for this example. If you want, you can give any name. I will just keep it default, and I will, you can see I got this token, right? I can copy this token now, because you cannot recover in this future. So safer side, you copy this, which I did right now, and just after colon I have given the token. So this will play as authentication -auth username : the token that we have created. And now the moment you run this, let's also use -s and -v. Okay, hit enter. Okay, something went wrong. As you can see, it says handshake error. Okay, it means something went wrong with the credentials. it says caused by authentication exception, credentials are missing. Okay, so this is the token that we have created. Okay, something went wrong with the username. So if I go back and check the user, okay, user is Mukesh underscore 50. I have given Mukesh 50, which is causing the issue. So let me just use underscore 50 and let's hit enter. And this time it should work, and yes, it did. It says started by this user and it executed my complete job. Earlier what it was showing is started by CLI with anonymous user, right? So let me go and check that particular job. First of all, job name is Mukesh Otwani. So let's go back to the same job. Again, once you are authenticated, you can trigger any job. I'm just running the same job that we have created, right? Yes, it executed 21 seconds ago the moment I open this. And let me open both the console. Okay, so this is the build number 1 and this is build number 2. So in the build number 1 console, we will see some output. It says started by CLI and it was by anonymous. And if I open this console, here you will see with the proper user. It started by CLI, but it started with this guy. So this is more secure because you can easily understand who is executed this command, who is actually doing what. Yeah, so the final command that I want to show you, that's very interesting and it will help you to perform this operation in bulk. So if I just show you that command, let me just go back to CLI once again. So whatever console output we saw in Jenkins, it's coming here as well. So let me just do CLS. Now today we created 2 jobs. Okay, one is Mukesh Otwani and the what parameter as well, right? So let's say if I want to delete them, so you can see we have a dedicated command called delete job. And if I open this particular command, this command shows that you can execute this command with multiple options as well. So again, instead of using build, if I just say delete, okay, which jobs I need to delete? First job which I want to delete is this, which is Mukesh Otwani. So I will just say Mukesh Otwani. And another job which I want to delete, which we created today, is parameter something, right? Let me just get the parameter, the job name that we want to delete. And yes, parameter job new. Let me just get this name. Okay, so what it says, just pass this delete hyphen job and the values. So you can delete multiple jobs as well. I'm going to delete only 2 jobs as of now. And the job name is this, parameter job new. Make sure you give a space, okay, after one job. So I'm passing another job now and let me hit enter. And let's see what happens. Okay, so it says no such command delete. Okay, so something went wrong from my side. The command name is delete hyphen job, not only delete. So instead of delete, I will say delete hyphen job. Okay. Just a second here. Hit enter. Yes. Now if I just go back, so this is one of the job. If I just simply refresh, since it has been deleted, it says 404. And if I try to refresh this job, since this is deleted again, I will be getting 404. Perfect. So if I want to cross check, go to dashboard and you will not find these 2 jobs, which is parameter new and Mukesh Otwani. You can see only one and only one with parameter job. So yeah, that's a very quick video. So let me give a quick recap. So we started with Jenkins CLI. So what we did, we downloaded this jar file, which is Jenkins CLI jar. Then we have seen how we can get the command. So we just need to enter CLI and you can get all the commands. So this command you can execute in two modes, with authentication, without authentication. So in the first part we did without any authentication. I disabled from the global security, and then we executed different commands. So we executed build command, get job, create job, right? Then in the second part we have enabled the security, then we generated the token, and then we have also seen how you can delete the jobs, single jobs or multiple jobs, and depends on your requirement. Yeah, so that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, then please share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, support this channel, and if you face any other issue, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.